What's up, everyone? Guys, my eyes are up here. What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Brook Boy Custom. My name is Alex. That right there is McLovin. It is great to be back. We are now in part 4 of the build for the engine. We had a few mishaps last episode, mostly me breaking shit and shit not being right. So today we have 2 awesome parts that came in, and I'm so excited for them. One being Treasure Coast Miata went and sent me hopefully the right seal. They've been really awesome. I just called them up and they were like, oh, my bad, and they immediately sent it to me. Wow, they even sent me a sticker. Let's see, guitar case or Yeti or toolbox. I'm gonna find out. This is the seal. Hopefully it's right. I'm gonna check in a minute. And if y'all thought that I was gonna slap this engine in and have it stay stock, then you're wrong. We've got ourselves a Flying Miata kit here. For those of you who don't know, Miata engines were front-wheel drive engines, and they kind of stuck them in the rear-wheel drive setup. So the engine was turned 90 degrees to make it work. And if something, I don't know if it was to be a little cheaper or whatever, the coolant hoses both enter and exit the engine from the front. So the back 2 cylinders get really hot when you boost the engine. Stock is normally pretty fine, but if you track your car for a while, you'll notice your engine temperatures get hot, and your rear 2 cylinders do wear down faster than your front 2 because they're always running hotter. So this kit takes support in the back, so it takes your top radiator hose, and instead of putting it to the front of the water neck, it brings it all the way to the back. So it's going to really help cooling later on. I do plan to do some mods to this engine. I really want to just have fun with this car on a track, so let's go open it up. This plate has a nice threaded hole in it for something, maybe a temperature sensor, maybe a thermostat. In case, I don't remember if y'all remember, but the old one, yeah, definitely need replacing. Nice machines. Wow, even has a Flying Miata on it. It's very clean. There's no sharp edges in it. All the threads look really good. It's a nice piece. And they have this hose that you use because your stock hose is going to be too short. And instructions, so pretty rad. Most importantly, more important than anything else in this kit, you get stickers. That is pretty rad, my guys. I might go straight to the guitar case. I'm really excited about this kit. Right now, for whatever reason, parts for Miata are just very on a high demand and low supply. So I had to get the Flying Miata kit. It is the better kit from what I'm seeing. But me being a broke boy, I wanted to get the cheaper Miata kit. And that one wasn't in stock. So maybe one day if we build another Miata, or by building another engine or whatever, I might try to do the Miata kit and just see, how it is. But this kit's really nice. Just the hose is really nice. The machining is just very nice. There's no sharp edges in there. You don't see any extra shards of metal anywhere. So it's a very good quality kit. So I'm very excited to get it started. So before we start, one more thing. If you guys remember last episode's mishap.
Look at this dude. Wait till you see the. No.
For the longest time, I've been, getting away with snug in a quarter or snug in an eighth. The engines all seem to run fine, but I never had any problems in the long term. So I didn't really know how reliable they were afterwards. So seeing what happened with that bolt made me realize I just gotta invest in my tool set. And if I'm gonna be building engines on the regular, which hopefully I won't need to, but I probably am, I just gotta get a good torque wrench. So that being said, this Snap-on truck rolled by And I went on the truck and I said, how much for 3/8 inch-pounds torque wrench? And he said that specific torque wrench was, you know, pretty expensive, but you know, you can get for, you know, $100 more, you can get the digital that does both foot-pounds and it does inch-pounds, and it does angle degree torquing too. So I got one of those. Let me show you right now. So when you told me the price of this, I was shocked because I bought cars for the price of this. So I'm not going to tell you how much it costs. You guys can look it up yourselves, but I'm too embarrassed for that. So this guy right here, battery powered, digital interface. Gotta put the batteries in when I don't use it so it doesn't kill itself. So the screen will light up and vibrate. These lights will light up and it will vibrate. When you reach your torque spec, you can change it over to inch-pounds. You can even do Newton meters and all different kinds of measurements. You can, if I set this on the ground, it'll calibrate, and from there you can do angle measurements. A lot of engines, when you go to do torque specs, they'll have you torque it to say 30 foot-pounds, and then they'll have you say, okay, 45 degrees from then. And I've always guessed what 45 degrees was, but now I can get an accurate torque, and this is a great upgrade to my toolbox. So to replace that bolt, luckily it didn't strip any threads, so I'm going to grab a bolt off of a spare head that I have, and we're gonna get to it. So let's get to it. Oh yeah, that's right. Alright, so basically what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a socket about the size of the seal. They do make specific seal installing tools, but I don't have one, and I've gotten away with this a lot. If you don't have a socket the same size, find any kind of pipe or anything like that. Nothing with a sharp edge on it, you don't want to tear this. Lubricate all of this with oil before you put it on, so it goes nice and easy. Just some light taps with this. Put it on here, some light taps with a light hammer, and it should go on pretty easy. The cam seals are a bit easier on some engines. You can take the cap off. That makes it a lot easier. If you're doing this on your car, still with all this still installed, you may not want to pull the whole cam out just for this. You can do the same method I used down there, but this is just easier, so I already have it apart, so I'm going to do it this way.
When I'm lonely in the dark, I know you are with me, yeah. Don't you see that I need you so much? Don't you see that I love you so much? Oh na 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 na, oh na 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 na, darling, I need your love. Oh na 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 na, oh na 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 na, darling, I need your love.
So one more thing I forgot to mention. Early on when I bought the engine gasket kit from Treasure Coast Miata, I went ahead and bought a timing belt kit off of Rock Auto. I like using Rock Auto parts, just certain seals and stuff when they're hard to get to when the engine's in the car. I will try to do OEM, but to save a few bucks I went to Rock Auto, and let's see how it is. This kit has been sitting in my toolbox for months. Boom. I try to do a little higher up. At the time At the time, this is basically all that was available. Any kits that were available, Flying Miata, Mouse Miata, were just so expensive or not available. I just didn't want to bother. So I just went and picked the highest quality one on Mercado, and it was cheaper. So a good timing kit will come with all your new pulleys, obviously a belt, and a water pump. So this next part is going to be a mix of me figuring out the timing belt kit plus the coolant reroute, plus any extra seals from the Treasure Coast Miata gasket kit. So it's just going to be a hodgepodge of stuff, and hopefully you guys can follow.
I was angry before. Circled the drain in my mind. I can't find. Don't let the sun go Don't let the sun go down. Don't let the sun go. Let's go.
Sitting throwing rocks across the pavement, hoping it will cave in and swallow me whole. Wonder why my mind keeps on spinning. This isn't how living to me was told. Why am I like this? Something's always amiss. Can't put my finger on it, but it's there. Wait for it to subside, but my mind won't apply. Waiting for the clear. Is it bad sometimes? I like it when I lose control. There's something in it that's so beautiful. Listen, I can see the light today, but I can also see the bones decay. I don't know what else there is to say. I'm doing my best not to run away. Sitting throwing rocks across the pavement, hoping it'll see the light did, but I can also see the bones decay. I don't know what else there is to say. I'm doing my best not to run away.
You're the night sky trying to make me see your stars, but the dark gets so lonely. Now I see violet, I can feel silence, and the dark's all that I see. When your stars have burnt out and your heart makes no sound, I'll find violet in your eyes. You'll always be my night sky. You'll always be my night sky. Be my night sky. You'll always be my night sky. You're the night sky hiding behind dark gray clouds. I can't figure you out now. I see your blue. There is so much cold in you, and the silence is so loud when you go. I just stay dancing with my shadow all day. Watch the time. I can't find the point where our two paths align. But you're the night sky. I'm trying to see your stars, but I've always feared the dark. Now I see violet. I can feel your silence. You always feel so far when your stars have burnt out and your heart makes no sound. I'll find violet in your eyes. You'll always be my night sky. You'll always be my night sky.
Alright guys, so that'll be it for today. It is getting quite late out. I was hoping to get it done by today, but my meticulous self, I wanted to get every little tiny little thing done. So that's what I try to do. Next on the list is finishing up the motor. We got to still put the valve cover on. I'm leaving the accessories for last, just because I know I just bought that alternator a couple years ago. It should be good for a while. This one's questionable. So we're gonna wait for that one. The compressor is staying in the car, the one that is in it. I know that one works. I just haven't put a belt on it because of belt routing issues, and the belt always slices my coolant hoses. And the power steering pump is just not going to be installed. I've been meaning to do a power steering delete for a while. I've been driving around without that belt anyways, and it's fine. So that's going to be, it just makes more room for a turbo anyways. I am working on getting a Happy Meal clutch. I found one used, so let's see how that works. But the guy said he installed it in his car and his engine blew up immediately, so there's barely any miles on it. So we'll see how that works. If I get it and it's trashed, then I have to figure something out. I've been looking online, and for some reason clutches right now are in short supply. I would have to go on Summit Racing and get some clutches where some of the brands are pretty good, but I'm not liking the catalog the way it's showing me because the images are showing me full face clutches and I want to do a 6-buck clutch and it's just not adding up. So it makes me kind of nervous. They're not showing their torque maximums, so I just really want to go with the Flying Miata setup. They're all out of stock. I'm glad I found one for, you know, for use for pretty cheap. So we'll see how that goes. I'll let you guys know when that happens. It may not be this week. It depends on when shipping happens and how fast it gets here. So I'll let you guys know by then. But in the meantime, keep DIYing, keep being awesome. I'll catch you later.
It keeps bringing me down.